Good morning. Welcome. This is the Coffee Break Show. I'm Vickie Helm, and you are on the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life channel. This show, the Coffee Break Show, is brought to you by the Metadyne Digital Network. And I just want to welcome on to our live stream this morning, everybody on Twitter. We're going live on Twitter as well. We're on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but it's our first delivery to Twitter, and we want to welcome you to the Coffee Break Show. We go live Monday through Friday. We share tips, tools, techniques, and inspiration, motivation, and those things are going to help you create thrivability in the world. If you're new to the show, do me a favor and put your name down below so that we can see you. You'll see up above here somewhere, you'll see where it says StreamYard.com/. And just click that button and push the blue button that comes on. It'll let me see your name. I'm excited to be on Twitter, my first day here. And so today, though, when we get on this show, I have something that's going to be really something I've been thinking about, something that I've wanted to watch and see and do. And I thought to myself, what if you went to bed one night? What if you went to bed? And when everybody get your pencil out, just do this with me. What if you woke up the next morning and all your problems were solved? Every single one of your problems was solved. Your financial problems, your work problems, your relationship problems, everything was solved. Every problem. How would you live your day? What would you do that day? How would you, and I sat with this, well, if all of my problems, my quote unquote problems were solved, how would I live that day? What would I do? And I'm asking you, what would you do? If all your problems were solved, how would you live the rest of your life? Look at this. Scott's very excited. He was first today and he knows it. Karen, hi, everyone. Love this. And Glinda, glad to see you're on. You still have electricity. A little bit crazy here right now. I know you got that hurricane going over you. And bless your heart. I hope your family is safe and your neighborhood is safe from there. What is this? Where is the stick out tongue emoji? That was funny. See that? Been thinking about you, Glinda, sending prayers for safety. So this is an interactive conversation. If you're new on Twitter, we talk and everybody joins in. This is a conversation. We're having a coffee break together. For those of you who are sweating out the hurricane right now, we are just, praying for you and, blessing you and find a way to help you and, entertain you. And this is it right here in the hurricane. Stay safe, Glinda. Stay safe. Everybody over there looking for that, just stay safe. Anyway, so today I want to ask you, let's look at it. Let's contemplate. If you woke up one morning and all your problems were solved, how would you go about your day? What would you do? Well, first off, for me, I really thought about this and I want to give you what I would do. I wouldn't do much different. I'd probably sleep in a little longer. And then I would get up. And the first thing I would do is obviously go for a mountain bike ride, which I do anyway. Every morning we get up. Today we didn't, though. We're going to go this afternoon because I did sleep in. And so what ended up happening is if you get to the point in your day where you're thinking, man, I sure would like to, then you could do that. If all your problems were solved right now, and if you could solve one thing in your day, all your problems were solved, what would you do? Tell me what you would do. Risa's on. She says, hi, everyone. Hey, Risa, nice to see you. Hi, Risa. Other people come on. See, here's Risa. Hi, everyone. Robin, Helm, thank you so much. Little squirrels flying around in the back garden. Wow, that's a windy day when the poor squirrels can't hang on. Let's see. Everybody seems to be talking about the hurricane. So let's talk about the hurricane for the first part. Laura passed just far enough to your east. That's the best side to be on. Well, that's good. This is our weatherman, Scott. And he was talking about Laura yesterday. I would like this right here. This is what I would do too. I would make the plan. The next morning I got up, I would say, I would pack my bike and head across America with my honey. And I'm honey. And I would too. I would figure out how we were going to get there. And I make the plan to start doing that. Why is this? This is such an important question to answer. And I want, I like this. Out of joy and being the recipient of grace, Robin Helm. That's right. Out of joy and being the recipient of grace. That would be it. So the question is, when you do this, when you actually think, I woke up this morning and all my problems were solved, and how would you go about your day? What would you actually do? And Robin says, well, I'd head out as a bike packer across the United States. That's something you guys know we have planned. We want to do that. So a lot of people might invoke their dreams. What would you do? Tell me what you would do. I know you guys are here. Write down, type, what would I do? And take your time. You can think about it. How would you go about your day? Would you have a hobby? Would you suddenly maybe move closer to your family? Would you, what would you do if all your problems were solved? If all your maybe health issues were solved? If everything about you was solved, what would you do? This is such an important question to ask yourself. It's one of the most important things you can engage in, because something powerful happens when you know what you would do with your day. You get something to look forward to. You create a goal right from there. If all my problems were solved, what would I do? If all my problems were solved, not only would I go across America on a bike, I would be getting on a yacht as well. I'd be like, all my problems are solved right now. Here is the yacht I want to do, and here's the course of circumnavigating the world that I want to do. And I would literally be living the life I actually want to create for myself. So when you sit with that question, okay, if I woke up one morning and all my problems were solved, how would I go about living my day? Would I go see my kids? Would I help someone else? Would I continue living the same day I'm living right now? What would you do? All right, let's see what Lisa's got to say. She said, I would look to see how I could help others solve their problems, and I would travel somewhere. Yes. She was like, I would look to see how many people I could help so that they could wake up the next morning and all their problems were solved. So, you know what's interesting about problem solving? I've always known that when people want to solve their problems, they get to a point where, man, if I just had an extra $1,000, if I had an extra $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000, it's not even a lot of money to solve these problems. It's not a lot of money. It's just, well, I'd like a few $1,000s. Now, when I learned that about myself, I then realized that if I had investments that made me an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month, well, then I'd have my problem solved, wouldn't I? And then how would I go about living my day? I'm a little bit like Lisa. I want to help other people find that, how to solve that problem. If it's a health problem, it's usually money that stops you from getting the health care you need. So it's interesting how a lot of problems are solved with money. That's, to me, that's what money's good for, solving problems. But money's also about letting you live the kind of day you want to live. How do you want to live that? It's like no matter how many people you want to help, you have to have income to help those people and show them how to have that same quality of life. And you think, is it possible? Well, yes, because a lot of people, they don't want as much extravagance that is posted on the internet. Like, oh my God, here's the latest Lamborghini. I have no interest. I'm going to tell you, if I had 30, 40, $50 million, I wouldn't be interested in a Lamborghini or a McMansion. That's just not where I'm at. But biking across America, yes, I'd have the best bike on the market when I did it, and I'd still sleep in a tent because it's the experience of something. When you go scuba diving, you put the best gear on, but it's the gear. When you get in the gear, it's the underwater experience that you're having. And a lot of times that doesn't cost very much. You don't need gajillions and gajillions of dollars to actually wake up one morning with all your problems solved and actually say, how do I want to live my day? Let's see. Let's see what Scott's got to say. He says, probably not jump into other situations, just then creating more issues. I'd be very discriminating about getting into demanding, sticky situations. I missed something there. I missed something in the conversation. Let's see. Where is it? Let's see if it's here. When I moved to Colorado, I heard the newscaster say, today is a small dog warning. I have no idea what that was, but found out it was that, Wendy. Yes. I imagine this might be in that vein of, weather with Glinda over there, but I'm going to go down to Donnie because it looks like he answered the question. Donnie, where'd you go? Okay. He says, oh, this is it right here. I'd wake up, have my fresh squeezed orange juice on the veranda of my 20-foot tall doors surrounded by stone as the cool breezes blowing the sheer white curtains, looking out over the ground filled with beautiful grass, flowers, and a pool. Beyond that, I see a great body of water, and the rest of the day is my oyster. I'm present, and I love the moment while embracing and understanding I am the creator of it. Yes, this is beautiful. I love this. He even knows what he wants to drink in the morning. He'd get up and he'd have some squeezed orange juice on the veranda of his 20-foot tall doors, surrounded by stone as the cool breeze is blowing somewhere by the beach. This guy has got, I like your fantasy. I could do that. That's great. Looking out over the grounds filled with beautiful grass and flowers and a pool, someplace to go swimming. That's right. Beyond that, so it's someplace warm. Beyond that, I see a great body of water. So we're by the ocean somewhere. Hopefully it's the Baja. And the rest of the day is my oysters and shrimp and avocado cocktail. I am present and I love the moment while embracing and understanding that I am the creator of this. Yes. And believe it or not, as big as that dream sounds, it doesn't take as much money as most people think. And that's the thing right now. I've spent my life helping others. That's right. 30 plus years helping others, and I would never change. But I think it'd be better. I'm in a better position to follow the wave of the moment and be available to help whatever comes my way. Yes. And biking across the Americas. And Risa, I agree with you so much. I don't want stuff, but I too would love to surprise and help people in need. And that would make me happy. Yes, that makes a lot of people happy. I agree. One of the most satisfying things is being able to give to others, being able to actually have money go every month to your favorite charity, to the things that you want to support, to the things that you want to help. And that is, yes, I love that. Thank you very much, Risa. That's beautiful. Hey, good morning, MJ. Marie Jo joins us. She's saying good morning to all. So glad you're here. And today we are having this conversation. I don't know if you were here at the start, but we are talking about if you woke up one morning and all your problems were solved, how would you go about your day? And I want to say, I would play more. I would want to go outside and play. I don't care if it's hiking, if it's biking, if it's kayaking, if it's snorkeling, if it's scuba, I'd want to be someplace warm. That for me would be, I want to be someplace warm. I like being in the warm climates all the time. And that may be the Puerto Rican blood in me. Yes, I'm Puerto Rican. I know I don't look like it, but the rest of my family does. But I am Puerto Rican and I love the warm. I love being in the humid warm and everything else. And one of those things that would happen is that I would not stop writing. And what Lisa said earlier about wanting to help other people have that kind of lifestyle, that's why I write books. And I want to let you know, I do have a new book out in the series of the SMART guides. But when you get to the point, wouldn't you want to tell the next person how you did it? It's like if you started living all my problems are solved, or I can handle my problems now because I have a little bit more money, or problems aren't problems anymore. They're just situations that I need to look after because I can take care of myself. Wouldn't you want to tell that? The first person I'd want to be like, Mom, guess what? I found this way. And my sisters and my brothers, my friends, everyone, I'd be like, look, I found this way. I found this way to help you do this. I found this way to help you do whatever needs to be done so that most of your problems are solved. So I want to get to the point where we talk about something that's very real. Money solves a lot of problems, full stop. Money it does. It's like wealthier people can leave at a moment's notice. They can hire better doctors. They can buy the things that they need for themselves in order to create a little, a little more sanity in their life. They can share with other people on a moment's notice. Are you the person they call and go, hey, I need a few bucks? You can make a family trust. You can leave a legacy. You can make it easier for generations that aren't even born yet to help them have an easier birth. I believe that people are meant to follow their passions, not follow their careers. I think careers is a form of toiling. And yes, there are things we need to do to make our lives work. But working in your passions, working with the things that you love and self-developing in that's about the most important kind of work you can have. And the first level of work you've got to do is confront how you are with yourself financially in the world. Like, where are you? Are you one of those people who can't say no to yourself? I want this purse so bad that I cannot save in this investment. If I want these shoes so bad that I cannot save for a rainy day. Or if you have that point where I have these shoes so bad that I cannot invest in a business so that I can buy my freedom long term. These are the facts of life no matter what. And every person that I know of who has started a business in their garage, started a business, they've worked hard for a good 3 to 5 years before things started getting to flourish, and sometimes 10 or 20 years. And, making that your priority, if you say, I woke up one morning and I want the ability to solve my problems, then you're going to need mindset abilities and financial abilities. These are the two strongest things in the world: emotional mindset skills and money skills. And then you can wake up a little bit easier and say, how would I like my day to go? Let's see. Marie Jo, she's got something wise to say. Should all problems be solved? Ooh, good question. That's such a good question. I would continue to empower women by sharing all that I know about money. Yes, I would. It's like, that's the whole thing. If this is the point right here. If you know how to do it, which she does, she's been teaching women for years to do this. Wouldn't you want everybody to know? Wouldn't you? This is how I did it. I mean, I'm doing it here on the show every single day. Wouldn't you want them to know? Wouldn't you tell everybody, this is how I did it? This is what's got done. And now I wouldn't do that. I write books. You guys know The Cash Flow Secrets is the ultimate guide to cash flow secrets, how to master your money and create financial freedom, right here. And this right here is the newest one in this series. It's the ultimate guide to make smart choices, how to create happiness, money, and success between the ages of 18 and 29, because these are the best years to start creating wealth. If you make great choices, if you make great choices in these years, I put all my wisdom into this little book right here and this little book right here. And these are the two things. You make those choices now and you can have a very different life. It's just like this. Should all problems be solved? Such a good question. I love that insight. And I would continue to empower women by sharing all that I know about money. That is a key phrase there. And what a blessing that would be, though. I expect that you will do that despite the problems. Yes. Let's see. I will always think there are millions of cars to buy, shoes and clothes and stuff. And so stuff will always be there. I think we're going to see a slowing of stuff. I think we're going to have some sort of revolution where we start living smaller, more simply. And I think that's healthier. It's healthier for the earth. It's healthier for your mindset. I like this. Let's talk to Donnie. See, the reality has always existed with me. I have always had the exact vision since I was a child. Tapping into the beauty that exists within empowers you to exude the beauty and share it with the world that surrounds you. By being that, what surrounds us from within us is the power within. Yes, I love that. And when we live simply, when we understand, how would you go about your day? How would you go about your day if all your problems were solved? I didn't say, how would you go about your day if you had all the money in the world? No. If all your problems were solved, how would you go about your day? I'd be more peaceful. I'd be more playful. I'd want to share with whoever talked to me. Like if we had lunch together, I'd be telling you how I did this, how I solved all my problems. And, you know, it's interesting. Should all problems be solved? Maybe not. That's such a great question to ask yourself. So, you know, if you're addicted and all your problems were solved because you had access to all the drugs you wanted or whatever you were addicted to, that might not be as healthy. But how would you go about your day? Because you're not going about that today. But if you could have that power, you would see that it's within you to live that kind of day, to live that kind of life. It doesn't mean problems don't come. It means that they don't overwhelm you. You think about problems differently. You do what Lisa says. You're willing to share. I mean, if you're very giving, you're going to be very giving when you have that. When you know how to do this, when you go out there, is it to the point where you could actually believe for one moment that all your problems could be solved? Sometimes our problems are solved and we don't even notice. We don't even notice when they're solved. We just go about living our day. But how would you live your day? How awake would that be? I like this. I want to go step out into the unknown with God. If I've got problems, it's because I've made questionable decisions in the past. If now they've been resolved, I won't get back into those same situations, meaning I'll walk lightly through life. Beautiful. With a big, big infectious smile. That's right. It's a Ken Roshan from yesterday. That big smile that you want to have, that big smile that you want to know, those things that you want to actually have. Yes, that would be it. It's like, I don't think people would shop. If you say, I have all the money in the world, people would be like, it's time to go shopping. But what if all your problems were solved? What if all your problems were solved? And that includes financial problems. How would you go about your day? Would you really go shopping? I bet a lot of times you'd be like, let's take my family out to have an experience. Let's take my family somewhere. Let's solve it for the rest of my family, whatever that was, whatever that would be. Here, look at this. Me too. I've never been a stuffed person. I like experience. Vic and I have a deal that if we bring a new thing into the house, we have to clear something else out. That's correct, which is why there's nothing new in the house right now. You are streetwise, man, Scott. And I like this. How many garages are used to hold things rather than park the cars? Oh gosh, that is so true, isn't it? Like there's so many garages that are just stuffed with stuff and they can't even put the car in there. Storage units are a growing business in America. More space to keep more things that we buy and don't need. That's so true. That's so true. And this is the habit. Like if all your problems were solved, I bet you would rather go somewhere and do something with those people that you love, do something inspiring or help out somebody or donate to something. And that's the point. This is the whole point right now. They have us believe we want to go shopping. They tell us we want to go shopping. That's not really what most people want. What I'm noticing in this thread right here, right now, is that most people want to make a difference in the world. Most people want their life to have meaning because they've contributed in some way, to have contribution to society that helps one other person or an animal or a forest or whatever it is that you want to believe in. That's the key thing. Instead, a lot of us keep buying stuff trying to think, okay, here's my stuff. When you have an experience of something that you've always wanted, like I have a friend recently who always wanted a Rolls Royce. And finally, after sharing and philanthropy and everything else, she modestly went and got her Rolls Royce. And it was like, okay, this is one experience I had. I wanted to have a Rolls Royce and feel what it's like to drive it, feel how it makes me feel to have it or own it. And I think those things are okay. I mean, that's just an experience. And so this to me is the ability. I mean, I got to tell you, one of the things that I love the most, and it sounds crazy, I love when I can pick up the tab for a table. And I don't care how big the table is. I don't care if there's 3, 5, 6, 18, 20. I picked up the tab for a table of tables of 35 people, just because the feeling of that, just being able to buy a meal for a friend or a colleague or somebody. Some people, when you buy them lunch, like, no, I got this on my tab. It is a way to deposit money in the love bank of others. It's like when you simply, hey, I got you this time. Don't worry about it. I love that ability. It is a way of connecting with people that they feel, wow, that was thoughtful. When you buy a meal for somebody, that's thoughtful. And thank you for that. That's generous. And it's one of those things that people can receive. Most people can't receive big items. They're not, if you come on and say, you're my friend, I bought you a car, they're like, what? They worry about obligation or what do you want behind that? And when you buy them a meal, simply buy them a meal, it is the one thing that people can receive because it's common. Well, thanks for picking up the tab. Thanks for buying that. And people know there's no agenda. It's not like I bought the meal, therefore you gotta, that's gone. So when I pick up the tab, I love that. It's one small thing I can do for my family, for my friend, for my colleagues, for whatever. That's just a, thoughtful thing that Vickie is thoughtful. She picked up the tab today, and that was really nice, And so that's one of the things, one of the ways that you can, what would you do for that day? If all your financial problems were solved, would you buy a meal for somebody? Heck yeah, I'd be like, come on, let's go out to breakfast. Let's hang out. Let's do that. I love this right here because I believe this is true. And for him, I know it's true. By your presence alone, we can have impact on those around us just being you. And let me tell you, when all your problems are solved and you can just start your day, one of the things you can do is being you. You can be the actual you, not the you that's worried about making the bills, not the you that's worried about, you can actually be you. Silence and grace are beautiful, yet they're also powerful and life-changing. Yes, they are. Silence and grace can also be a state of love. I think it actually is a state of love. I wouldn't say can also be. It is a state of love when you're in silence and grace. And yes, that may be how you spend your day, relaxing just in that silence and grace. Just, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for what I have. I'm so blessed. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. The best kind of shopping is shopping with a debt-bearing, interest-incurring account. Oh, you're cracking me up. You kidder, that made me nauseous just thinking about it. Thank you. Yeah, I did too. Lisa says, yes, but the ability to pick up the tab for a table, what a great feeling. Yes, it's such a great feeling. There's something so, I feel blessed. I feel prosperous. I feel, just here's the tab, boom, and it's done. And I like that. I like this. Risa says silence is golden. Robin says, I love spreading that little acts of kindness. They are unexpected, but become contagious. Yes, and you have to know some people can't receive. They can give, but they can't receive. And there are certain barriers around those receiving where they can say, well, I can receive this, and I can receive this, and I can receive this, but not this, this, and this. These are, no, that's too big. Now, what's funny about it is they can give those things. They can give those things, but they can't receive those things. I don't know why. I don't know how come. I love giving and receiving because they both go together. But it is contagious to have those random acts of kindness. And you don't know, like, I don't go with my head. Well, sometimes I do. I say, take my family out to a fancy restaurant, and I'm like, come on, mom and my sisters, and, I'm going to buy you dinner, and it's your birthday. Haven't done that a lot right now because of COVID, but back in the day, we did a lot of that, making them feel special in that way. And there's some sort of quality of life that I miss about being able to do that right now. But I don't go to the restaurant with the thought, yeah, I'm going to pick up the tab for the table. I don't even do that. I just go and I'm enjoying it. And if the inside of me says, yes, today it's your tab day, it's like tithing to friendship, a tithing to connection with people, a tithing to a good time. It's like saluting it to have that ability. Let's see. I use silence towards my husband when he says the wrong thing that drives him crazy. That would drive me crazy too. I'd want to know what was wrong. I like this. My husband always picks up the tab. Yeah, there are some people that do that. A lot of men, it's their way of connecting with people. See, you need to receive to have the full circle of giving. Yes, you need to receiving to have the full circle of giving. Everyone likes to be able to give, but sometimes you also need to receive. It's true. Somebody wants to buy you lunch, and I've had it. People are like, no, you bought last time, I'm buying this time. Okay, that's great. Thank you. There's equality and equanimity in it. It's peaceful. It's kind. It's great. Let's see. Marie Jo's here with us. I want to pop in and see what she has to say. Most people go to work to make money and hope that their inner well-being will follow. That's true. I don't agree with that, but it's true. It's unfortunate. Hoping their inner well-being will follow. But I believe that people should get well within themselves, then work out of that center and let the money come to them. That's how you turn it around, people, right there. This is the thing. You go to college, you get a degree, and you get a job, and you think you've hit the lotto. That's not the lotto. That's nothing. Your job is, probably killing your money right now, but most people go to work to make money and hope their inner well-being will follow. It never follows because we never make enough money for inner well-being to happen. We have to go into debt and all kinds of ugly things. But I believe that people should get well first within themselves, then work out of this center and let that money come to them. Oh, God, that was beautiful. I love that. Thank you. That was gorgeous. I've lived in a McMansion. It's true. I've lived in a 5,000 square foot penthouse. I bought over 36 new vehicles. Did it make me happy? No. Now I live in a smaller home on a mountain, and my greatest pleasure is watering my garden as I contemplate my teacher within. We all have the teacher within. We just have to discover that. And as you do, life will just present itself and life will happen. That's true. This is so key right here because this is how all your problems get solved and how you live your day. And you will find that a lot of people love to live more simply. I love this. Brilliant, MJ. You always are, Marie Jo. I'm telling you. I totally believe that work from the heart, purpose, and the money does come. That's right. So today is Thursday. Tomorrow, Scott and I are going to rock your world to have some fun. But I want you to know this is a solvable thing in your world. If you woke up one morning and all your problems were solved, how would you go about your day? And I want to just add one thing. I realize that a lot of my problems, like 99% of my problems, are my perception of things. When I shift my perception, problem solved. And that is the basis, the most basic fundamental truth we can share with you. It's like when you get to that point, your problem is solved when you shift your perspective. And that is what we're hoping to do on the Coffee Break Show. Twitter, thanks for following us today. And I will see you tomorrow with Scott, where we're going to have a good time. All right. Peace out. Mwah! Talk to you later. Bye.